Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we are going to discuss Season 1 of FX/Hulu's American Horror Stories. So, this was pitched to us as the audience as like an adult Goosebumps or a Tales from the Crypt, right? Like, it's a new spooky episode, but like has the horror story vibes. And then somehow down the line, it turned into like other additions to the American Horror Story canon, but like 3 episodes out of the 7 episodes had to do with American Horror Story canon, and the other ones did not. So like, I don't know. I'm confused with what is this supposed to be. Not a clue. The first, second, and third episode. I'm sorry. First, second, and seventh episode revolved around this character of Scarlet, who lived in the murder house, and then she falls in love with one of these killer ghosts who winds up killing her two dads. Matt Balmer is one of her dads. Awesome. But like, in the 7th episode, Game Over, it's pitched that the house burns down, but this is all in an actual video game. So it lost me. It lost me. And I understand why it's got such a low rating on that final episode, and especially the influencer episode. My God, was that difficult to watch. I feel so bad for the actors though, because they're great actors. Charlie Melton is in this, and he's awesome. And he was only in this influencer episode. And Danny Trejo as his killer Santa Claus. I didn't get it. I didn't get it, man. I didn't get it. But yeah, like the 7th episode, like. It's pitching that this mom's trying to make a video game of Horror Story for her son, but like it's real life, and then at the end it's not real life. I don't get it. I don't get it. It just kept flip-flopping, and it lost me, to be completely honest. It lost me. I think it's supposed to be still fictitious. I don't know. I liked seeing fan favorite characters come back very briefly for little cameos in Horror Story, as in Murder House. But like the episode of the drive-in was pretty neat. Rabbit, that was a pretty neat concept. It dealt in the psyche. That was pretty cool. The Baal episode with Billy Lord was like strange, but like we love her and she's a scream queen, so like we have to love that episode by default. The feral episode lost me because like these parents lose their kid, and then someone says a year later, but it's really like 15 years later, because the kid's the king of the feral cannibals. And I don't know, man. Like, there were so many weird things in this season, and it's 7 episodes of singular episodes, but they're not singular episodes because 1, 2, and 7 correlate. But then 2 through 6 do not correlate. I don't get it. Like, I thought it was fine having the same guy who plays, what was it, Adam in the 2nd episode, plays that dad in the feral episode. Like, I thought that was fine. Like, yeah, we see actors playing different characters in Horror Story all the time. That's fine. But like, I wasn't spooked. I was just confused watching this because I have no idea. Is this supposed to be fanfare fodder? Ooh, I like that term. Or is it supposed to be actual canon within the Horror Story franchise? I had my issues with American Horror Story 1984, and we talked about that because of the whole, what's his name? Ramirez. How he is appearing in a Hotel Cortez, but like he is continuously killed in the camp. But he can't be killed in the camp constantly because he appears in the Hotel Cortez on Halloween night, on Devil's Night. So, like, I had my issues with that because everything else for Horror Story, I binged it, 2 years ago? All the seasons. And I made sure to pay attention to the canon, to the timeline. Everything was fine and made sense up until Richard Ramirez was not, until Richard Ramirez was revealed to be constantly killed at the camp. And then I was like, This is driving me nuts. And then I was hoping that season 10, right? We're in 10, I think, which is still currently airing, is going to make a little more sense timeline-wise, because I think we go back to season 2 in regards to the alien aspect. but I haven't watched season 10 yet. I'm waiting till all the episodes air so that way I can just binge them all, just like I did with American Horror Stories. I waited till all the episodes aired so I can binge them all. But I don't get it. Maybe I'm just desensitized by horror at this point. Because I'm looking at plot, and I don't think you're supposed to look at plot for horror, but I think that was the point, is that American Horror Story had plot along with the horror, but I didn't really see a linear plot, because the last episode is just confusing. Is this a video game? Is this not a video game? Is it real life? Is it not real life? With the events of episodes 1 and 2, just more aspects of that video game. I don't like that I'm thinking too much about this. That's the other... I shouldn't... It's a horror movie. It's a horror show. I shouldn't be thinking this much into it. I don't know. What were your thoughts? Are you as aggravated and confused as I am in regards to where the hell this lies in the linear canon of American Horror Story, going all the way back to season 1 of Murder House? I don't get it. Well, on to the next. Mucho mahalo.